At 6 o'clock, I would like for, if Chief Babs would mind coming in, and is this Mr. Watson there?
It looks like maybe. I'm not
I
sure.
believe it is. Is it? Okay, just, I think, Mr. Watson?
Thanks, Chief.
Walker in right on.
Right on time, yes, sir.
How about mine to pray for us? Father God, we thank you so much for your grace and for your mercy, for your kindness and for your peace. Bless those gathered here tonight. Put your grace and mercy upon them. Doing this stuff is hard. Give them wisdom, give them understanding. Grant them leadership and increase their leadership. And Father, we just ask right now your blessing upon our town, our blessing upon our community. Let us seek your will in everything that we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll call this meeting to order. It's the City Council meeting of September 14th, 2017. The attendance roll call.
Peterson, Swager,
Here.
Alvidrez,
Here.
Crun,
Here.
Livingood, Hawkins,
Here.
Mitchell,
Here.
Petty.
Here.
Item number 3 is approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second it. I got a motion and a second.
Alvidrez,
Aye.
Crun,
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
Item number 5 is the presentation of financial reports and by artist incubation. Did you skip 4? Oh, excuse me. Item number 4, public comments and announcements. I apologize. Does anybody have it? Lucinda, come on up.
Okay, you've seen this drill, 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 topics.
Sergio's gonna time you.
Timer?
Yeah.
Okay, well, y'all know me. I said it. I'm actually on behalf of the school board committee. The first minute is about the upcoming school bond issue. We have the experts sitting right down here, and Sally can answer all the detailed questions. I do have a handout. I have Mike's cards if you all want to contact him. That's coming out October 10th. Our schools are overcrowded. They need to be updated. Something needed to be addressed. A caring group of citizens and parents got together and have spent long hours, and I think they're poised, along with all of us, to see this through a 3-phase process. And so that's coming up quickly, and so we need your help in getting the information out accurately. And if you have questions, please ask them, and we ask for your support on October 10th for our children and all of our educators and anybody that's involved in education. Anyway, do my cards in this.
All
Number 2, really quick, I've been talking to some of the landlords in town and just gotten some interesting feedback. And I'd like to see us collaborating with the current list of landlords. I know that we've always talked about affordable housing, the shortage of that, and rentals. And I know that cities had employees coming in, whether it's the fire department, the police department, any of our entities, our schools. And so we do have rentals. And last year we've seen a real interesting demographic, and I've been doing some phone calls where we just have had a slowdown in really qualified applicants for rentals. And so it'd be good to have a list of current landlords that has changed some, even in the last year, and making those vacancies or those things available to incoming employees that need places to live. Because I've heard of teachers or other people that have not come because they said they couldn't have a place to live, but I know there are vacancies. The other thing that I was asked by another landlord was the deposit amount. If they're going to be paying about a $40 water bill, if the city would just relook at that policy, because it has been a hardship for some of the applicants that we've heard about because they've got Detroit County and town telephone, the landlord, and the city to make deposits, and everybody should get a deposit. I totally agree with that. But perhaps more commensurate with what they're paying, it's been a hardship, according to some landlords, for some of the folks to come up with that many deposits and that much money as a rent. So that was just a note and a request that I'm bringing to the meeting. And the third thing is just a side note that I have become aware of some information in the community that I just wanted to put it on the record that there's an active group still trying to keep land in Texas County, in Oklahoma, and actively doing that because the Obama administration had approved something in January on the way out for the proposal to take the land out of Oklahoma. That is being revisited at the Department of Interior, so that is under reconsideration. And so there is activity to support leaving the land in Oklahoma and Texas County, and either there wasn't or it had gone away, and I know some of us are here, but we just want to let everybody know that that was still ongoing. That was still, you're mixed information, just like the school one, you're mixed information. So just here for that 1 minute to clarify that a little bit, but that's still ongoing. It's not a decided deal at this point. And so, okay, any questions? Under 3 minutes?
Did good.
Okay, we got Mike's card, and Sally's here for the school bond, and I'm happy to answer some of the information that is needed.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else?
Hello, my name is Sophia Jimenez, and with Shannon Hillel. I'm here on behalf of Mullen Johnson from Main Street Guymon. So she is currently still doing ESD scholarship interviews, which is why she has access to them. It will take place on September 17th. Another thing I should want to talk about was the football club. He's had 38 attendees at the first OPSUV. There are 26 football players with 65 family members. The second thing she wanted to address was September Main Street Guymon Vital Volunteer, Sally Hawkins with the Panhandle. September volunteer hours was 365 and September volunteers 83.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just did your numbers.
We'll go to item number 5. Presentation of monthly activities and financial report by Artist Incubation.
Hello.
Remember, we had an art show with Dustin Martinez. We had about 60 people come to the gallery that night, and he made some really good sales. So that was good for us. It was good for him. We have dinner on the lake in a couple of days. We're working pretty hard trying to get that done. As the last count, 2 days ago, last count I had, we have 65 tickets sold. So we're going to have a real good crowd out there. The Hawaiian dancers are coming to town. They're excited about it. We're excited about having them here. So we're really looking forward to that. Right now, the people that are coming out of town, we have 10 people who have already booked rooms for that night. Is that right? Could be what I'm hearing.
Is it on? Okay. Okay. And we've been working on getting our track lighting in. They finished it today. So now we have some lights who are shining on the art products there on the wall, so it looks good. He still has a few details to do, but most of it is done. We're getting ready for the Harvest Festival with the artists, the City Arts Group, and we have a lot of artists that are participating in that. And then we have another art show coming up next month with Arlene Winfrey, and it's a good show. So it's looking good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
She didn't.
Harvest Festival date? What date is that?
That's the 14th of October,
Thank you.
I believe. I didn't write it down, but I believe it's 14th.
It
Okay.
is.
Thank
Is
you.
it? Okay.
A Thursday? No, Saturday. It's a
It's
Saturday.
a Saturday, yes. Made me second guess myself.
We've already had item number 6 presented to us. Item number 7 is discussion and possible action on approval of resolution 17-13A, a resolution discontinuing the Citizens Advisory Board. the Joint Zoning Board and the Senior Citizens Advisory Board.
Right, you remember 2 or 3 months ago, we had a workshop and we went through the list of boards and commissions, and we broke that list into 2 parts. One that the top half of the boards and commissions were very active, and there were 7 or 8 that were not, hadn't been active for a long time. And so with the help of the city attorney, we've started reviewing those boards that are inactive, and the first 3 here are listed for your consideration to disband, if that's the way you want to call it, but we think they're no longer active, and would ask the council to approve the resolution.
Any questions?
I make a motion that we approve Resolution 17-13, item number 7.
I'll second it.
I got a motion and a second.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Crone.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
I need a motion to table item number,
I make a motion that we table item 8.
I'll second it.
got a motion and a second.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Crone.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
I make a motion that we table item 9.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Crone.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
Item number 10 is discussion and possible action on approval of purchase of 3 metal doors and frames for the Tourism Information Center using hotel motel funds.
Yes, there is still a lot of activity, even though we have closed the tourism center, there's still a lot of activity there. A lot of people pull in and park, have lunch there, they use the restrooms, and the doors are getting to the point where they're no longer operable. Very difficult to lock them. The frames are disintegrating, and we think it's important to have that facility, and we're asking that you approve the request to replace those 3 doors.
Any questions or comments?
I make a motion that we approve the purchase of 3 metal doors, frames for the Tourism Information Center, item 10.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Crone.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
Item number 11 is reports and comments from city manager and council members.
Right. Sally, you have any comments on the financial information you handed out?
I would say if you take a look at your graph, any of the graphs, but specifically the city deposits by bank, you'll see the last couple of months we've had a downward trend. Specifically August decrease was largely attributed to the fact that we had not been reimbursed by the FAA yet on the airport project. Those funds came in at the beginning of September, so that will offset.
Thank you.
The other comment I would have is I handed out your sales tax report for September. Shows that we're down about 3.3%. And if you look at the bottom of that graph, that list, you'll see an average of $502,000 per month. And if you project that over the next 3 months, that means that we're going to come in about 4% less than we did last year, which is about $240,000.
What had we budgeted?
We budgeted 3.1 in the general fund. I can't remember collectively what we budgeted, but so we're down about 4% overall. And we are entering now the last quarter, last 3 months of the budget year, and that's always a nervous time for city managers because things that happen in the last 3 months are very hard to recover from. So far, our financial picture looks pretty good, but the 3 big revenues that we have are sales tax, water sales, and gas sales. And so we're through the summer months, so we're not really sure how we're going to track on water sales, and we had a mild winter, so that may mean that gas sales are down, so we have to watch that very closely. Final comment I would make is that I had a meeting with Marcy Twyman on Monday, and we are hope to schedule a budget workshop, our first budget workshop the last council meeting in October, which is the 26th, I believe. She will be here, and we'd like to have a budget workshop starting at 5 that evening to go basically through year-to-date financials, talk a little bit about projected year-end, and then have a discussion about what may be coming up in 2018.
What date was that, Larry?
It's the second meeting in October. I think it's the 26th. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have, the other handout was the Fire and Police Monthly Report.
Thank you, Chief.
We're very hopeful that we're going to be able to hire a couple of police officers the 1st of October and maybe another one or two sometime later that month. Very, very challenging to find people who wish to serve in the law enforcement arena, and we've been very active in trying to recruit, and I think we're making progress there, but it's a very slow process, because once you hire the individuals, then they go through 26 weeks of CLEAT training, so you really don't have the person on the street for 6 months. So it gets 4 months? Well, you don't, okay, all right, 4 months. Long time. Final thing I would just let everyone know, we have fire mediation in Oklahoma City tomorrow. Hopefully that we can reach some settlement on our fire contract and that we can avoid arbitration. That's our goal for tomorrow. Thank you.
Any other comments? We'll stand adjourned as the City Council. We'll reconvene as the Guymon Utilities Authority. Item number 2, we've already done, approve the consent agenda. Item number 3, public comments and announcements. Item number 4 is the discussion and possible action on approval of payment request to Cardinal Engineering for the following projects. Invoice number CIV 2057 in the amount of $11,500 for the lift station renovations. Invoice number CIV 2058 in the amount of $2,250 for water well number 23 replacement. And invoice number CIV 2059 in the amount of $2,350 for the 12-inch gravity sewer water. Any questions, comments? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the pay request to Cardinal Engineering for item 4.
I'll second it.
I got a motion and a second.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Crone.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
Item number 5 is discussion and possible action on approval of budget amendment number 3 to the Guymon Utility Authority Fund for an increase of $90,373. Any comments? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve budget amendment number 3 to the GUA fund for an increase of $90,373.
Do I have a
Second.
I got a motion and a second.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Crone.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
I need a motion to table item number 6.
Make a motion that we table item 6.
I'll second it.
I got a motion and a second.
Crone.
Aye.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
We have 3 ayes.
Item number 7 is new business. Do we have any new business? We'll stand adjourned. Thank you for coming.